Guess who's back? Back again. Yes, he's back. Tell a friend. Wait, why am I singing that song? I do not know, but guess what? It's true. I am back. I'm back in black. No, in fact, I'm not back in black. I'm back in a Santa hat. Greetings, people of Earth. My name is a Dalek Supreme, and welcome to Dalek Reviews. Welcome back to Dalek Reviews. Today we are not we are reviewing not one, not two. We are reviewing not one, but two episodes from Doctor Who. Firstly, we are going to be reviewing Witchfinders. Now this is going to be short. This is going to be fun, I know. Prepare for awesomeness. We are also going to be reacting to it as well. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so we start with the opening title sequence, as usual. Okay, The Witchfinders by Joy Wilkinson. The Doctor and friends go and visit a the Doctor and my friends we're trying to go and see the coronation of Elizabeth I. However, somehow the TARDIS was miscalculated for some reason. And the Doctor, being the usual Doctor, investigates apple bobbing. Yay, there's apple bobbing again in this episode. So, well, no. Well, I haven't seen apple bobbing in Doctor Who before. Anyway, so we are then introduced to someone called Mistress Savage, a very evil and malevolent woman who persecutes witches, or basically how she describes them as unholy people who have unholy abilities. The Doctor, she told them that they should not interfere with the past, but like last time, the Doctor just ignores everything that she says. It's like she has short-term memory loss or something. It was happening while Mistress Savage, or Becca, as we are informed, that while Becca was doing the witch trialing, and it seems, one of the characters we are introduced, another one of the characters we introduced is someone called Willa, a very nice village girl who is watching her grandma being drowned for crimes on being a witch, but the doctor somehow the doctor's got short-term memory loss because immediately she interfered with the past. And that is something the doctor does not do. When the heck are those things from Series 9 gonna come in? No, from Series 1. But it seems Willa's grandmother died instantly from drowning. It seems, later, the, Becca, summons the guards to, try and capture the doctor, but the doctor, for some reason, she says that
Leave her alone. I bet my life neither of these women are witches, but you, Mistress Savage, are without question a murderer. Who are you to address me this way? I'll tell you who I am.
yeah, she tells the, Mr. Savage that she's a...
Witchfinder General?
Yeah, she pretends to be a witchfinder general. Yeah, indeed. A general who finds witches, basically. It's basically the big boss, the big man on campus, the big cheese, the big owner, big El Numero Duo. So, the doctor and, Becca asks the, doctor, if they could, go to her house, because, they needed to, investigate all this, they needed to, investigate these, problems. But as they're heading to... No, wait, no. No, wait, no. No, no. So let me repeat myself. Apparently Becca invites the doctor into her home. So they can, discuss the witch findings in, and what links to all these deaths, because apparently it seems that Becca has murdered 36 villagers recently, and also it may have something to do with Becca's tree, because when Becca's late husband died, she planted a tree in his grave.
Horses. Horses abandoned by a hearse.
Yeah, apparently yes. A horse is abandoned for some reason.
Had them all shot.
Hey, Doc. I've done the old Pendle Witches walking trail. Nobody ever mentioned Violet's Craig. Never heard of it. And she's killed
35 people, yeah. Yeah, she has basically killed 36 people because of that weird conspiracy thing. God, I broke my computer! Ah! Oh God, I broke my... Oh God, I broke my computer right now! Why am I... Okay, that's better. It's not broken now. Okay. So, yes. Yaz and the Doctor and the others split up. Yaz decided that she wanted to question Willa because she wanted to know who was that woman who was murdered in cold blood for crimes of witchery. While the Dr. Ryan and Dr. Ryan and Graham speak to Mrs. Savage about why so many are being persecuted by her, and she says that it has something to do with Satan, and she says that they are
Bewitching animals, plaguing people with fits, sickness, and visions.
reminds me of Bowstreak sometimes.
All that Satan, where did the witches come into it?
They are in league with him. Kill the witches, defeat Satan.
Yes, indeed. Apparently she's very devout. That's what I think. Basically, the Doctor's trying to help Mrs. Savage with these problems. Then, sooner or later, the guy who was watching the Doctor and the others came in, and it turned out to be King James of England, who was played by the brilliant actor Alan Cummings. Yes, indeed, Alan Cummings was in this. So, yes, indeed. He does, he says, the reason why he's wearing a mask is because he likes to travel incognito, if you know what I mean.
Chosen ruler and Satan's greatest
Huh.
foe, come to vanquish the scourge of witchcraft across the land.
Yeah, he's quite a,
Have enemies everywhere and have to travel incognito. Also,
yes, indeed. He's quite like the Scarlet Pimpernel of witches. No, not the Scarlet Pimpernel. The kind of like a special agent badass for the entire world, basically. That's who he was, and the psychic paper was shown to the king, and he thought the Doctor was now not the Witchfinder General, but
Finder's assistant.
yes, the Witchfinder's assistant.
So you must be the witchfinder.
Yes, Graham was accidentally chosen to be a Witchfinder General for some reason.
General.
She said she was.
A woman could never be the general.
Yes, yes, that's, yes, indeed, because, back in those days, rights weren't that common in Doctor in, the 1700s. if you may recall.
Hey, must have got all confused. Wasn't I, boss?
Huh. Yes, indeed, that's very funny. Yes, he... Huh. Yeah, she calls Graham boss. Just kidding. Yeah, but we all know, that the Doctor truly is the boss. Here we go. So then, Yaz and Willa decide to dig up a So after the witch trials, Willa decides to bury her grandmother in the mud. But it would seem, in that mud, things are not always what they seem, because the mud, apparently is some kind of alien creature. It's part of some alien creature. And that creature is known as the Morax. Yes, indeed, we are introduced to the new alien race of Doctor Who. It's called the Morax. And now it doesn't speak for the trees, it just possesses people and turns people into evil, like possessed creatures. It looks similar to the Grudge from, remember the Grudge? Yeah, indeed, I remember the Grudge. It was a old Japanese horror film, I think. Then later, oh yeah, I remember. It would seem that James thought that Ryan looked like a Nubian prince because of his African descent. For some reason. Okay, nothing racist about that. So then, he talks about how the hat was given to him by his last witchfinder general. Yeah, this is James. He then talks about the hat belonged to the last witchfinder general that served King James. Then he had him shot and executed for treachery. But and now it's given to Graham for some reason. And I think he looks kind of weird in that hat, I must say. Graham. He gives James gives Ryan some kind of thing to ward off spirits, and this so basically James shows Ryan and Graham some instruments of torture in a way. So then later on the Doctor and the others meet up and investigate the house. Investigate Mistress Savage's no, wait, not that. So yeah, the Doctor and Yaz meet up with Willa and talk about what's going on, why there's so many witches being murdered round here. And of course, reason why her grandmother was conspired to be a witch was because she was a scientist, a doctor in a way. And yes, a scientist like Professor Yana. Ah yes, also there's a lot of mention to grandmas. Once again, respect for grandmas. Respect for grandmas, everybody. Respect for grandmas. Okay. Of course, it would seem there's a lot of more backstory to Becca that we don't know about. It would seem that Becca was Willa's cousin, and it would seem Becca got married, and oh yeah, you remember, but apparently her husband died, and after that, I think some bad things happened, some witchy things. And later on, they head to the graveyard with James and the others, and James had a little conversation with Ryan about once again they'd had a mention about Grace, you know, the woman who died in the first episode. Yeah, I must say, yeah, still can't get over that. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, and then he also goes, and then James also says that he had been betrayed a lot, mentioning Guy Fawkes because he said yeah.
And my father was murdered by my mother, who was then imprisoned.
Oh my goodness, my God, what a scarring backstory. His father was murdered by his mother. My God.
Okay, that's worse. I was raised by regents. One was assassinated, one died in battle, and
Oh my God. So basically, his childhood isn't all that great in a way. Well, I've had 7,000. Well, I wasn't raised by anybody. I was built by Davros. Made with his DNA. Mutated, and then fit into a suit of armor for 15,000 years. For 18,000 years.
another
Her
Blow me up.
yes, indeed. Now that is a reference to Guy Fawkes. You remember that? Do you remember the 5th of November? Well, it was that one exactly. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Sorry, I was doing a line from V for Vendetta, you remember? Then later, Yaz and the doctor found some kind of alien substance in the mud, while sooner or later those creatures from the mud sort of possessed Willie's grandmother and turned her into something from The Grudge, basically. Then later the others arrived and tried to stop the weird the evil creatures, and later they wait a minute. So yeah, the others arrived, and then they started attacking people in many horrible ways. The monsters were trying to wait a minute. So apparently the possessed people were trying to attack the others, but they managed to run away quickly. And it seems after that the doctor was then accused of being a witch, because there were many so yeah, she was then conspired to being a witch, because it would seem that Mistress Savage thought that she was the one raising people from the dead, which of course that was not true. It was due to another alien. And then James captured her. So that left Ryan, Yaz and the others on their own, trying to figure out the alien underneath the mud, and what type of alien it was. Then while she was captured, the James and the doctor had a little interrogation, and the doctor said that she knows what happened to James's mother, and James was starting to think maybe this woman isn't a witch at all, but it's too late. He doesn't know what. It's too confusing to understand the ideas of Time Lords. Then later, the creatures from the Blue Lagoon came after Ryan and Yas, and they were hiding. But then we cut to the doctor, being prepared for the witch trial, and then Mistress Savage we find a little bit more to Mrs. Savage's backstory, because when she touched the wood, it means it gave her an electrical shock, and wood doesn't do that. And I think the reason why it doesn't do that is because it is not wood, it's electricity. And sooner or later, the possessed monsters came and turned Mrs. Savage into something horrible. As the doctor and her friends watched, Mrs. Savage turning into the Morax. So basically they were imprisoned for war crimes. And it seems they're no longer in prison because Mrs. Savage chopped down the tree and sort of started an alien invasion. But that wasn't gonna stop the doctor. So the doctor and the others decided to collect fire and in a way burn down the remains of the tree that was releasing the Morax hive. And it would seem that the Morax wanted to possess King James so that they can become powerful. Then later the doctor and the others tried to take a final countdown. No, wait. Tried to had a final showdown with the Morax, but then and the doctor then destroys what destroys the Morax hive and kills them all. Then the possessed people who had their bodies hijacked in a way instantly died, because the Morax were destroyed and had no power anymore. And then later, James destroyed what remained of Mrs. Savage because she was no longer human. And the Doctor was not impressed because she didn't want anyone to lay harm to aliens because she needs to sort fair play around the universe. He's and this once again gives the Doctor her dark Peter Capaldi like stares, because although she may be cool, she does do some dark eyebrows. So yes, the Doctor never forgave King James for what he did, but the Doctor did show King James one final thing, the dematerialization of a TARDIS, because no one in the Doctor universe has seen it before in the past. And it explains why Bilehurst Crag was not in the modern era. Anyway, so they managed to get back to the TARDIS, and then they end up in Norway in 2018. And that's what happens in the next episode. So in a way, that episode was good. I enjoyed the many interesting rhythmic devices used in this story. Must say, many of the monsters were good, I must say. Must say, the monsters were good. Especially the Morax, except yeah, including the Morax, except the name reminds me of the Lorax. King James, he was good, brilliant portrayal by Alan Cummings. Many of the conversations were good, and yeah, many of the conversations, they were interesting. Graham had some interesting comedic stuff. Was very comedic at times. Must say Ryan once again was good. He had a bit of banter, a lot, with King James and discussed about how both of their mothers were killed, and that lovely mention of Grace. What else is there? Must say, I learnt a lot about witch trials. They were quite dark, I must say. Murdering people because of their beliefs. That is just wrong. Anyway, now we can move on to the bad bits. The CGI, wasn't that good. I did like the story arc as well, but I must say the Morax's plan was not that good. It was like how the Daleks, many of the Daleks' plans were quite tedious, because, yeah, to be honest, most of our plans work well, but they keep failing all the time. Also, I must say, it was kind of a Scooby-Doo villain in a way, and needs some more Doctor Who-ish. Chibnall, if you're going to make a villain, you need to make it like we are like. Make it like how we are portrayed as monsters. Yeah, just add some character and they'll become iconic. And I can tell you this: you did well with the Stenza. It's just I don't think you really needed to do that, but doesn't matter. Episode was good in a way. I give it a 7 out of 10. Now, on to the next one. Okay, guys, we're back. Let's do this. So, today, so this time we're reviewing. So now we're going to be reviewing It Takes You Away, and boy it does. Doctor Who does take you away. Oh no, wait, no, I've just been told that this is the episode's name for some reason. It Takes You Away by Ed Heim. So the Doctor and me, as I record, the Doctor and her friends So if you may recall, the Doctor and her friends land in Norway in 2018. The Doctor is searching for some berries, and of course we start with the Doctor making fun of a sheep. Huh. Huh. The Woolly Rebellion. Yeah, indeed. Apparently there was a big battle between the sheep and humanoids. And it seems 20 miles away there was a farm. And it would seem the farm was blocked up. Now no one knows why. But when the doctor and her friends manage to get into the house, they discover a girl who apparently is blind. Obviously by
Leave the TARDIS? Yeah, well, not the hard way, you know. I mean, we can go a long time without eating. I get a bit cranky with the old low blood sugar level. Now, always come prepared.
yeah, it seems that
How did you get into our house?
Ryan has been bringing sandwiches on board the TARDIS every adventure they go on. But yeah, they discover someone's hiding. Yeah, so they meet this woman who apparently is blind. And she's looking for her dad, who appears to have lost, who appears to have been trapped in a mirror.
What's your name? Hannah. Are you blind, Hannah?
Okay, yeah, indeed. So, yeah, apparently the girl's name is Hannah, and, it seems, that, she can't find her dad. Who mysteriously, oh yeah, I already said that she was trapped, he's trapped in there. So the doctor and the others decide to, go into the mirror to find Hannah's dad. And we got into the cave. Indeed. As soon as we got in, as soon as they enter the mirror, which apparently was a portal to another dimension, they suddenly end up in some kind of cave with, I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of troll or goblin or orc. It's a reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. If you remember Lord of the Rings, there were these things called orcs. Yeah, indeed. Servants of Sauron, as you may recall. Indeed. I won't go through the whole synopsis of Lord of the Rings, but in Lord of the Rings, there's this thing. It's called the Ring of Power, and it's read in the language of Mordor. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. This was the one ring, forged by the Dark Lord Sauron in the fires of Mount Doom. He was a benevolent leader. Actually hung around his house in Barad-dûr sometimes. So apparently they meet this troll in the catacombs, and his name is called Ribbons. This alien troll, I think. Huh. And it seems he has 7 stomachs.
Such a shiny tubular. Because Ribbons did see the man you seek. Trade is now possible. With this tubular, you can buy this.
It seems Ribbons would want to trade the Dr. Sonic for for Hannah's dad, and also a ticket to get out of here. Basically, that's it. They apparently so apparently apparently Ribbons wanted to trade the Dr. Sonic for a way out of here, and also to find Hannah's dad. And he thought that the humans were ugly. He thought everyone was ugly, to be precise. But good thing he was still alive. So then the Doctor and co journey through the catacombs and find moths, like giant moths. No, wait, no. Meanwhile, Ryan and Hannah were in meanwhile, back at the house, Hannah was wondering of what the Doctor wrote on the wall, because previously, before they went into the mirror, the Doctor wrote something terrible. Wrote something okay, just 1 second. She wrote that her dad is dead, keep her safe, find out who else can take care of her. Yeah, indeed. It seems the Doctor thinks that Hannah's father is dead, but I don't think he is. And Hannah was worried on what the Doctor wrote, because she didn't know what she wrote. So Hannah wanted to go into the mirror. But while that was happening, the Doctor, Ribbons, and the others were walking through the catacombs and discovered moths. Now this is the first time that Doctor Who used memes. Because if you remember the moth meme, I'll show you the moth meme now. It's basically this meme, this like picture of a moth that suddenly became a big meme in the world. Yeah, indeed. Anyway, help, video, not working. uh, uh, we are introduced to the monsters, which apparently were moths. Oh yeah, I told you about that. If you remember the moth meme, it's basically a meme that it's been on the internet for quite some time. Which is basically some picture of a moth with glowing eyes for some reason, and it suddenly became a meme and a horror thing, so a scary meme basically. But yeah, anyway, sooner or later, but yeah, there were these moths in Doctor Who, and it seems they eat people. That's what I found out. But meanwhile, Ryan found some kind of recorder that made monster noises. Found some kind of speaker which made monster noises. And I think it was because for protection, basically. Then later, Hannah knocked Ryan out with a door, and then escaped through the mirror. Meanwhile, at the catacombs, the Dr. Ribbons and the rest of them were looking the Doctor Ribbons and the rest of them were looking for the way we're looking we're still finding out where Hannah's dad was, and it seems that Ribbons was very reluctant to get the Doctor's Sonic, so he tried to kill Graham. Yeah, he tried to kill Graham for the Doctor to give up her Sonic, but she wasn't going to do that. So, the moths, and, wait a minute. It seems so yeah, then later the balloon they were carrying to ward off the moths broke, and this caused a bunch of problems. Oh yeah, and then it would seem that we discover what this place is called. It is called the Anti-Zone, which is it's a buffer zone. You know, it's like a portal. It's like you know that movie Coraline, where you go like from one door to another door. It's kind of like that. But but somehow the balloon that was used to ward off the moths turned off, and that caused the flesh-eating moths to get very, very hungry. So apparently that caused havoc, basically havoc, and this caused ribbons to be eaten by the moths, and then and I must say that was a waste of time. Must say it wasn't really used that much. It wasn't really important. Anyway, so we now return to so the Doctor and the others managed to get into a mirror, but it's not the same mirror. Basically, they're in a mirror dimension now, where they discover that Hannah's father is alive, and Hannah's mother as well, because it would but we don't know if it's real or not, because Hannah's mother is dead, and it seems his name is Eric, and it would seem not only is so it would seem that Hannah's mum is alive for some reason. However, that is not the only big spoiler of this episode. It would seem that Grace is back. Yeah, Grace, I did not expect that. I mean, wow. Yeah, indeed. It would seem that Grace has returned, and it would seem that makes Graham pretty happy. Meanwhile, back in the anti-zone, Hannah was walking through the anti-zone to get into the into a mirror, to find the mirror where the others were, and then Ryan was able to find himself in there too, and picked up one of the balloons that was carried by ribbons. Then then there were some tender moments with Grace and Grace and Graham. Graham told Grace that he'd been in the TARDIS and all that stuff, and how he met Rosa Parks and all that, basically referring to all episodes that have been happening in Series 11. Yeah. And it seems that Grace likes frogs. Interesting. Indeed. And we find out that it's then back at the house, the doctor informs Yaz that things are not, that this is not a real world.
Can it? No.
Can't be.
And you can't be Eric's wife. I know. We are. Aren't we? Alright. No need to panic.
So he finds out.
No.
So she finds out that they are in somewhere called a solid tract.
This mirror is a direct portal between
Yes.
two worlds. We went into it in the real world, we came out of it in this world. But that anti-zone sprung up in the middle, splitting the portal in two.
That was explained by the doctor.
Because anti-zones only exist where the fabric of the universe is under huge...
Like me.
So that means that one must be to stop this world and your world from ever...
Yes.
Wait, but that means that this world...
Yes.
But how can it be dangerous? Also, what even has the power to create a copy world like this? Unless... Oh, no actual way. No actual way what? I've told you about the Solitract, right? Literally never heard the word before. Solitract? Solitract. It's a theory, a myth, a bedtime story my grandma used to
Yeah,
tell me.
indeed. I didn't know she had a grandmother. Well, 5 for some reason. Yeah. So it would seem that the doctor has seen this solid tract before in a long time ago, told by the ancient Gallifreyans, saying that that mirrors could lead to other dimensions. Well, it's solid tract energy to be precise, and then we are then yeah. So apparently they're in something called a solid tract, which was and then of course the doctor mentioned something about zygons. Indeed, it would seem that one of the doctor's grandmothers were Zygons, the enemies of the Daleks. Then we cut to Graham and Grace. He tells Grace that he feels lost, not having Grace here. Well, not here exactly, I mean, not on the Crucible, I mean, on here, on planet Earth, I meant. So, then, sooner or later, they, Ryan and, Graham, no, wait. It would seem that, Grace and Hannah's wife can't leave, and I think it has something to do with the Solitract. They're not real. They were never real. Then the good thing is Hannah was able to make it through that mirror dimension. However, there were too many people to affect the reality. She was able to know that instantly. It would seem that the only way for them to leave is to basically tell them that they're not the real Grace and Hannah's mum, or this basically this world, this dimension will completely explode. Then there was one. Then there was one thing to catch to notice that Grace is fake. Yes. She didn't notice about Ryan. Yeah.
This reality's collapsing, Graham.
So close. You were so close. See, Grace would never let me leave Ryan in danger.
Yeah. Yeah, we know she's not the real Ryan.
I wish you weren't, but you are.
So, yes.
Surplus to requirements. Now do you believe me? Eric, this woman is clearly an alien force collapsing two realities and impersonating...
Basically, Basically, the aliens are like sirens trying to trick you, trying to impersonate other people who have been alive. And it seems that the Solid Tract wants this whole universe. And then, suddenly, the Doctor was teleported somewhere else. She was still in the Solid Tract, but she was somewhere else. In fact, she was in a spaceship. But what? Now here's one of the most pointless things in the world. A frog. A goddamn frog. What the hell? Oh my god. No. Bravo! Oh my god. Well, I must say, that was a bit pointless, that was. Why? Why did he need to do this, Chibnall? Why? I'm not gonna say it's bad, I just think, what? Why is there a frog here? Oh, and it seems that Jodie Whittaker has speed force power? No, the Doctor has speed force powers?
So you can see that it's still destabilizing. Me being here is going to kill us both.
Haven't you got other regenerations?
You're lying to me because you want to leave.
No, I'm your friend. But friends help each other face up to their problems, not avoid them. You are the maddest, most beautiful thing I've ever experienced, and I haven't even scratched the surface.
Okay, so yeah, then we somehow have the Doctor telling that the frog's brilliant. Okay, some say yeah, this scene was definitely not needed. Anyway, where was I? So the Doctor escapes the anti-zone, the Soltrax anti-zone, and then yeah, indeed. I must say it was quite unexpected. Anyway, so the Doctor and the others make it back. This was quite a very interesting episode, I must say, and Graham is still sad on what he did. He probably regrets every moment of it. So when they got back to the TARDIS, Ryan finally calls Graham.
But it wasn't her. Not really. Was her?
Finally calls. Yeah, he finally calls Graham.
I miss her too. All the time. Well, at least we got each other, right? Granddad.
Oh my god. Yeah, he finally calls Graham Grandad.
You going deaf in your old age? Come on, TARDIS.
Finally calls Graham Grandad. Oh. Oh. Tender moments. I love tender moments. Then, well, and then, well, that's good, because next episode is going to be the darkest tale of your career. Okay, so that was it. That was the end of the episode. And the next one, the episode's called it's called the Battle of whatever of blah 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 blah. Indeed. Indeed. Don't know why. Someone tells me don't know why, but next episode I hope we see someone Something tells me that next episode we are going to be reintroduced to someone, because the Doctor said that I know that voice before, but which voice? I know exactly which voice. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Soon, this weekend, we have returned. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We will return in the next episode. Like and subscribe to become part of the Dalek Empire, and we will destroy the Doctor once and for all. Sorry, I forgot a crucial part, the ending. My good bits and bad bits. Are you kidding me? Come on. It's just a video. Why is it not working? One second. I'll be right back. Okay, so the episode good bits and bad bits, me. Well, firstly, god damn it. So firstly, must say the characters were amazing again. Jodie nailed it again. Must say, some of the settings, the scenery, all the stuff, it was like watching Doctor Who again. Yeah, indeed. Must say, some of the scenes with Graham and Grace, that was good. Quite sad that she had to leave him. Yeah, indeed, it was quite sad that Graham had to leave Grace, even though he loved Grace. He did not like alien Grace, I must say. What is that? Dalek? Who's playing my trumpet? Who's playing my tuba? Anyway, so yeah, it was good. I liked how Hannah got her dad back at the end. I liked the troll. Indeed, even though they could have done a bit more with him, added a bit more character. That's what I'm saying with the other one. But most of these villains don't have character like me or the Cybermen. What else? Must say, I liked, yeah, it was quite scary, that's what I thought, yeah. Much scarier than a couple of the other episodes, I must say. Also, so yeah, must say, Yaz wasn't really doing anything this episode. She was kind of just there again. What else? I was but it's not bad. but she did do some things, so you know. Anyway, well no, I like to how they got to talk about blindness. How they introduced blindness into Doctor Who, because they haven't done that before. Oh wait, yeah, they did. In the 12th Doctor episode, when the Doctor was blind in space for some reason. Oh yeah, because he gave Bill the spacesuit. So here are my bad bits. Here's Dalek Supreme's bad bits. I don't want to talk about bad bits, but here we go. So, must say, although the frog scene was quite heartwarming, I don't think they needed that. I really don't think they needed that scene. They could have just let the Doctor just go without having that weird frog scene. Must say, once again, the Troll Ribbons, his name was, could have gave him something to do. And must say, one of the good things, I must say, the only monster I found was good was the moths, because they're pretty funny. Yeah, as in because I'm into memes and that, and yeah, it reminds me of the moth meme. Yeah, indeed. And I also must say the Solitract anti zone was pretty scary. Reminded me of Coraline. Yeah, it was Coraline. Yeah. Anyway, on whole, good video, a good episode. I give it a an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Yeah, solid 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Like and subscribe to become part of the Dalek Empire, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Supreme YouTube channel.